Welcome to Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. I'm your host, James Coleman. I'm a writer. I write at innerpeacearts.wordpress.com. I've created a system called Inner Peace Arts that helps us kind of live life and figure out what to do, and it's my little baby. Anyway, check out the blog, innerpeacearts.wordpress.com, Facebook, Twitter at innerpeacearts1. I'm actually going to start tweeting more these little things that pop into my head throughout the day. Today, I'm going to talk about role play and its importance in setting up your action habits. And I think how we've underestimated role play for self-programming. We think about how are we supposed to respond to situations as they arise, and we will respond as we have imagined we will respond, and those imaginations are role play. Role play comes from the stories in the culture and how we see people like ourselves, whatever I identify myself as, how we see them responding in general. And of course there are parts of us that can agree and disagree, and we customize them. But the base is certainly provided to us through cultural stories. And we replay them and we role play them. And we are an actor in our own imaginations, programming ourselves to act according to some script. And the reason why this is coming to me so powerfully today is that I feel as though we're in these episodes, we're moving into places of practicality. We're always going to be addressing high-level stuff, but starting to look at what are the things to actually do and what roads to develop. Role play is definitely one of them. It's how kids learn. And if you think that adults stop being kids in terms of learning methods, I think we're sorely mistaken. The same kind of stage setting that helps kids learn helps adults learn, and that's how it is. So role play. What are the roles you're playing in your mind in the various situations that arise in your life? First of all, I think that we don't even have a good inventory of the situations in which we find ourselves in life. We look for comedians and artists and movies to kinds of, I'll just say popular media, to show us what situations we're in and remind us what situations we're in. But we don't actually catalog the situations we find ourselves in and how we want to act in those situations. And thus we go about basically as in a zombie-like state, responding with some kind of secret script that has been injected into us. The key out of it is active imagination and role play, which is a very basic educational tool with kids. But how is it applied to adult life, and how is it applied to adult, learning? Right? I forget the term that they call it, adult learning. Anyway, I forget there's a name for adult learning, but learning as an adult. Again, you go to the supermarket, you go to the store, you go to work, you try to read the paper, you exercise, right? All of these require imagination in order to execute. And the life you live the life you experience is the emergent phenomena of this string of situations in which you have role played. And so now I'm beginning to ask, what are those situations? What is the role play? What is the player that I should be imagining and imagining over and over and over again? Okay, I get up, I do the dishes, I go to work, I clean up, and is my imagination bringing me out of the total situation in which I find myself? The imagination has been basically controlled by the output of select intellectuals, right? If you look throughout history, we look at the ruling class, and the ruling class basically, it's basically people controlling people for material, right? So the people being controlled have to be imagining themselves as controlled in order to remain controlled. There's no other way to keep that many people under control. They have to be playing in their minds this notion of being controlled, of being powerless, of not having a voice, not being able to do anything in order to be controlled. And of course, there are, and someone, I read a comment, someone blaming, Darwin's losers are the ones that are oppressed. And I was like, wow, like that is, scary thinking, to think that humanly constructed environments are determined genetically. Like, it's actually ridiculous. But hey, everybody has a right to their opinion, and those with power, have the ability to influence the weak-minded. And I certainly was once a member of the weak-minded. I don't put myself there anymore. And it takes a lot to get out. And if you don't think so, then I think if you've come across these videos and you are, disagreeing, and you're in the working class, the non-capital class, then you're probably deluded. And I will just say it like that, and not really seeing the world as is. But you may also be happy in your servitude, as Aldous Huxley said. And if you're happy in your servitude, more power to you. I'm looking to organize the people that are unhappy in their servitude, and I want to do something different. Don't want to go full-on quote-unquote communist, full-on quote-unquote Marxist, full-on quote-unquote capitalist, but really want to create a free agent-based kind of culture where your individuality is recognized, and you are taught, bringing it back home, you are taught to role play your life the way you want it to, and learn how to work it out, right? How do you work out this life that you want to live? And how do you find the details that fit you, your biology, and fit in the kind of agreements you want to have with people? And learning how to respect those agreements, and learning how to defend those agreements. Those are some of the things that we should be practicing in role play. It's a daunting task, getting into the details, and I feel like I only scratched the surface. But I'm scratching the surface, and the more I scratch, the deeper I get. This has been James Coleman, Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. Today was about role play, scratching the surface on role play, its role in your imagination, and how it gets you to do things. Check me out in the blog. I gotta post an article, but there's plenty there for you to read. Anyway, I'm out of time, so we're out. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Have a great day.